lot of Berkshire's success over the years has come from the fact that you and Charlie have had the luxury of being patient, waiting for the right opportunities to come along to put excess capital to work, even if it has led to a buildup of large amounts of cash on the balance sheet. This has historically worked out well for shareholders, as you and Charlie have been able to take full advantage of the disruptions in equity and credit markets, or special situations like we saw with the Oxy deal, to negotiate deals on terms that ultimately benefit Berkshire shareholders. That said, there is an opportunity cost attached to your decision to hold on to so much cash, one that investors have been willing to bear, primarily by foregoing a return of excess capital as dividends and share repurchases, as well as seeing lower returns on cash holdings. As we look forward, how certain can we be that this will still be the case once you're no longer running the show, especially if Berkshire's returns are expected to be lower over time? And is it not more likely that the next managers of Berkshire will have to manage the eventual migration of Berkshire from an acquisition and investment platform to a returning capital to shareholders vehicle?
Yeah. Well, that's certainly a possibility. I mean, it's a possibility under me. It's a possibility under the successor. It's a question of, can you invest truly large sums reasonably well? You can't do it as well as you can do small sums. So there's no question about that. But we will have to see how that works out over many years, because certain years, lots of opportunities, huge opportunities present themselves, and other years are totally dry holes. So that's not a judgment you can make in a 1-year period or a 3-year period. It's certainly a judgment you can make over time, though. And I personally, my estate will have basically nothing but Berkshire in it for some time as it gets dispersed to philanthropies. And I have a section in there which says to the trustees, in effect, who manage it, I have a section in there that says, ignore you're exempt, from my standpoint, from the law that trustees normally should diversify and do all of that sort of thing. And I want the entire amount that they have to be kept in Berkshire as they distribute it over time to the philanthropies, and I don't worry at all about the fact. I would like to have a very large sum go to the philanthropies, and I don't worry at all about the fact that it essentially will all be in Berkshire. I'm willing to make that decision while I'm alive, which will continue for some years after I die. So I have a lot of confidence in the ability of the Berkshire culture to endure, and that we have the right people to make sure that that happens. I'm betting my entire net worth on that, and that doesn't give me pause at all. I rewrite my will every few years, and I write it the same way in respect to the Berkshire holdings. Charlie?
Well, I don't own any indexes, and I have always been willing to own just 2 or 3 stocks, and I have not minded that everybody who teaches finance in law school and business school teaches that what I'm doing is wrong. It isn't wrong. It's worked beautifully. I don't think you need a portfolio of 50 stocks if you know what you're doing. And I hope my heirs will just sit.
My heirs hope that I'll change my will.